reproductive health in the most crucial stage of life, adolescence, is a closed door and for adults only topic among many people during the past years. Today, the youth is more aggressive about the topic, but still, fact sheets show the alarming number of people with misconceptions on the matter. The Philippines has a high population growth rate, and studies from the Academy also point out that teens are becoming sexually active at earlier years. The Philippines is also the only Catholic-dominated country in Asia. Now, I'm going to share with you the 3 possible effects of not teaching sex education on elementary schools and high schools. Not teaching sex education could lead to unwanted pregnancies, early marriages, or even worse, acquiring diseases. The first possible effect of not teaching sex education is unwanted pregnancy. According to the Philippine Census, the youth ages 15 to 24 years old comprise almost 30% of the country's population, and these large segments of Filipinos are at risk of unwanted pregnancy. Sex education is the process of acquiring information and forming attitudes and beliefs about sex, sexual identity, relationships, and intimacy. Each year in the Philippines, hundreds of thousands of women become pregnant without intending to, and many women with an intended pregnancy, especially at a young age, decide to end them by abortion. Abortion is the termination of a pregnancy by the removal or expulsion of an embryo or fetus from the uterus, resulting in or caused by its death. In our country, where induced abortion is against the law, women nevertheless seek an abortion rather than give birth to children they cannot care for or that would cause them to be disgraced in the eyes of society. According to Fatima Juarez, author of An Intended Pregnancy and Induced Abortion in the Philippines, that findings show an increase in the abortion rate from 25 in 1995 to 27 in 2000 for 1,000 women in reproductive ages. Those risk behavior can ultimately change one's young life permanently. The second possible effect of not teaching sex education is early marriages. The first thing most people think when they got pregnant at an early age is to get married. According to Lindy Williams, author of Attitudes Toward Marriage in the Philippines, that studies show that health problems that are linked to early marriages does not only affect the pregnant woman and the fetus, but also continue after childbirth. Evidence shows that infant mortality among the children of very young mothers is higher, sometimes 2 times higher than among of those older peers. A stronger likelihood of low birth weight in the infant has been recorded among adolescent mothers than among older peers. This is mainly associated with poor maternal nutrition, reinforcing the point that adolescents are unready for childbirth. I have a friend who got pregnant at an early age. She was only 16 and her boyfriend was 17. Their parents agreed that they must get married before she gave birth. Both of them need to stop from school. The boy worked as a cashier on a fast food chain so that they have money for the delivery. After she gave birth, she found out that the baby has a mental disorder. Now, they are blaming each other and they already want to separate. The first 2 possible effects of not teaching sex education is already alarming. But now, let me tell you the third and maybe the worst thing could happen without sex education. The third possible effect of not teaching sex education is acquiring a disease. National Center for Disease Prevention and Control Director Dr. Yolanda Oribero said that we are seeing a rise in sexuality transmitted infection, and the young people in every part of the globe are in the epicenter of this global epidemic. Every day, as many as 6,000 youth are getting infected with the dreaded disease. According to David Allen, author of Human Sexuality, that research shows that 1 in 5 adolescents will have sex before at the age of 15, and most who continue to be sexually active do not use condoms. Although some youth acknowledge their fears about HIV and AIDS, many do not perceive themselves to be at risk and lack accurate information about what circumstances put them at risk for HIV infection. Many of these new infections occur because young people do not have the knowledge or skills to protect themselves. According to the CDC, the use of condoms can substantially reduce the risk of HIV. Based on over 15 years of research done by American Psychological Association, the evidence shows that comprehensive sexuality education programs for youth that encourage abstinence, promote appropriate condom use, and teach sexual communication skills reduce HIV risk behaviors and also delay the onset of sexual intercourse. Proposals that in adolescents, male and female, should be given sex education and have access to the reproductive health service have often been greeted with a resistance, especially by our church. They fear that sex education will only encourage early sexual relations and pregnancy. The work of UniAIDS has demonstrated such fears to be unfounded, and that sex education does not lead to promiscuity. Evidence shows that the silence about sex does not inhibit teenage pregnancy in countries whereby old-style sexual protection systems are breaking down, and HIV now possesses a serious threat to the lives of the girls. I believe that teaching the youth the ABCs of reproductive health and responsible parenthood will prevent accidents like teenage pregnancy, early marriages, and sexually transmitted disease. This is now the time to teach our next generation of young Filipinos to take charge of their choices and be responsible of their own lives. The youth should be empowered through knowledge. We call for the proper molding of the youth so that they can avoid high-risk behavior, sexual activity, and early marriage until they are fully ready. Plus, they must be truly responsible and a reproductive member of the community.